Hello there, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Super Cast Brothers. You know, the Smash Brothers podcast that we do. It's a thing. It exists. We're still here. Um, Early in season 5. So many episodes that we've done and hours wasted. But hey, you know. But yeah, we're Jonno is, I think he's dead actually. But that's him. He's not talking. He's below me if you're looking at the video portion. Me, the one talking, Zantok. Yeah, that's my name. Wasn't originally my name, but it became my name, and that's just how it is. He's always been Jonno. There's been no other name. Don't believe him when he says that he's had others, because it is a lie. Uh,
Well, somehow I have returned.
Oh, you were trying to do a
It's
Darth
me.
Sidious thing?
It is
And
I.
Palpatine returned?
Who's that?
Probably your grandfather. I don't know, man.
I wish.
They really did not. Like, I ain't gonna hate on the sequel trilogy, but it's very clear they did not plan things ahead of time.
Yep.
That was its problem, that they did not plan out a skeleton of events for the 3 movies to follow. They really should have done that, because it's so obvious how much of a mismatched jigsaw puzzle those movies were. Like they started out with like, okay, here's some pieces for our movie. Here's some jigsaw pieces, and then the second movie comes in. It's just like not only did the second movie throw away all the unused pieces from the first box, they actually chewed on some of the pieces that were already played out and just made them mangled. And then the third movie comes out just like, okay, well, we lost my original puzzle box, so I guess I gotta try and remake it and fit things in. And then here's Palpatine for some reason. What?
I do enjoy that was the cinematic answer for why he was there as well. Some reason, somehow.
I mean, the funny thing is that then years after in the TV shows, it's like, okay, we need to back explain Palpatine. It's like, if you need to back explain something, you have a problem. It's one thing, providing context later on, because you only have so much runtime. But yeah, sequel trilogy.
Yep.
There's a reason they haven't done much else movie wise since. Have they had anything after 9?
No.
No, just the shows. Which
Let's
have been mostly strong. The shows have been mostly great.
And they're starting to tie in the sequel trilogy into those shows.
Yeah.
Like
the new season Mandalorian touched on it. Bad Batch touched on it. I think Andor would have touched on it. Doesn't make any sense. What's something? Oh, Ahsoka.
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah, those have all been great. Really only a few, like, small missteps. Boba Fett being the obvious one that everybody treads on for numerous reasons that, I agree with.
It has good elements. I like Tamora Morrison. The stuff with the Sand People was pretty good. But then a lot of the modern day stuff was not great. And then I bringing in the Mandalorian, the Din Djarin character, bringing him in for anything more than just as backup in the final fight was a mistake. We should not have had a Mandalorian episode in Boba Fett.
It's a problem because the best episode of Boba Fett was a Mandalorian episode.
Yeah, and then they also we just had season 2 of Mandalorian. I say just, but it was the most recent thing before then, where they said goodbye to Grogu, and then it's like, oh yeah, we're bringing Grogu back in the middle of Boba Fett. It's like, what? You're giving us no time away for the characters to be apart for the audience to see. It's just
Mhm.
stupid. But if they
Mhm.
want to bring him back, I'm not opposed to that. But there needed to be time away.
Mhm. At least the actual Mandalorian show could have done it.
Yeah, we should have had at least half a season of Mandalorian like the first half of Mandalorian season 3 at minimum should have been without Grogu. If they want to divide it like, okay, here's Act 1, here's Act 2, and do it that way, kind of like how Andor is in multiple acts, and then Act 2 brings back Grogu, that's fine. Or bring him back at the end, or even later in the season. Too fucking soon. Too fucking
Mhm.
soon.
Mhm. I agree, but Grogu is such a marketing force. They just like blammo
They needed the
throw him
toys.
back in.
They needed the toys.
Mhm. I don't know if they introduced like a baby Grief Karga, they could have sold just as many.
Yeah, you're gonna have to remind me who the fuck that is.
he he is the man who was in charge of the city that you're first introduced to Din Djarin in.
Oh, the mayor.
Yeah, that guy.
The guy that the Twi'lek is trying to protect, and well, didn't work out.
Yeah, him, the High Magistrate. Um,
Mayor
yeah, yes, him. Yeah,
called himself a magistrate. He's like, sir, you're a mayor. Let's be
gave
real.
him a piece of
And you're not even something
land.
like a New York City mayor. You're a Midwest small town mayor. Let's be real. It's Tatooine. The biggest city on Tatooine is still not a
Mhm.
city. I'm sorry, Mos
Yeah.
Eisley, or if there's a bigger city, you're still a Midwestern town. I'm sure I
At
have
least,
pissed off some Star Wars fan out there. And listen, think about it. Think about it. I'm not wrong. I'm
Mhm.
not.
You already pissed off the most vocal Star Wars fans by saying you didn't hate everything about the sequel trilogy.
Of course. It
Like,
had some good
oh,
parts.
feminism, whoa.
The Salt Planet looked cool. And it had the little salt foxes. I'm not going to hate on the salt foxes.
Or the porgs.
No, I'll hate on the porgs. The porgs sucks. The best part
Or
about the porgs is when Chewie is eating one, and then the porg looks at him and he's just like, that's my friend. You're eating my friend. And Chewbacca's like, fuck. That's the best part about the porgs. That scene, only that scene, nothing else matters.
the milk creature
Mm,
that
nah.
Luke drank
Nah.
from.
Nah, we didn't need to see that. Obviously, he needs to eat and drink. Like, yes, I understand this. I didn't need to see the animal that he's getting milk from. I did not need to see that.
Mhm.
No, no, thank you. No, thank you. Also, Maz Kanata, great.
Mhm.
Babu
Mhm.
Frick, great. I love the guy. He's amazing.
I'm so glad we have 20 of them in The Mandalorian as well.
What?
Yeah. The Babu Frick thing creature. There's like a team of them in on Tatooine.
I don't remember that. I'm guessing that's in season 3.
It is. Did you not see season 3?
No, I did. I don't
Okay.
remember it as strongly.
Well, it wasn't as good. I got where it needed to
What
be.
I what I
It
remember
didn't
about
follow
season
it up.
3 was Grogu in the Mecha Grogu,
Mhm.
which was amazing,
Mhm.
and then Bo-Katan and the other Mandalorians. That's
Mhm.
what I remember about season 3.
Mhm. Yeah, the mech, the Babu Fricks put the mech back together.
Ah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yes, yes, yes.
Yep. There you
That's the
go.
best part of season 3. The mech.
Uh-huh. Definitely.
It's so stupid, but
Definitely.
it's great. They need to do something so that Grogu wouldn't just be like a set piece that needs to constantly be carried around. It's like, all
Mm-hmm.
right, they came up with something good.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty entertaining. It was actually almost disappointing when they brought the actual consciousness of the mech back. Mm-hmm.
I did I don't think they. I didn't think they brought back the IG units.
Yeah, they did in the final episode, in the epilogue of the final episode. The IG came back to life. Essentially, they changed him back, and he became Grief Karga's sheriff.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Jack Black was there.
A lot of people like I didn't watch season 3 when it was airing. I watched it later, so I knew about Jack. Everybody was like throwing a big goddamn fit about Jack Black, and it's like, and I don't know who the other actress was with him. I know she was another person that like people were just talking shit about. It's like, oh, they're taking him out of it. It's like, who cares?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, of all the issues that this season has, this is not one of them.
Yeah.
These characters are not the problem with season 3.
No, if anything, it was one of the most Star Wars episodes. There's always going to be some meandering, like random shit that happens in Star Wars.
Yeah, it's like
Mm-hmm.
what? It's like you're saying that, like we're basically saying like, oh, because an actor would really want to be in this, but you're saying that they can't because they're too recognizable. Any recognizable actor that you can't do that. It's like, so you're gonna lock out like 90% of well, maybe not. You're gonna lock out all the A and B listers from Hollywood from being in this property. Are you
Mm-hmm.
stupid?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was him. Christopher Lloyd was in it,
Ah, yeah.
and Lizzo was the woman actress who is primarily known as a musical performer and who has controversies of her own going on right now.
Ah, it's like
Yeah.
as soon as you say that, I was like, that's a music person, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't music
Not going to be
either.
for a whole lot longer.
Ooh, I don't know nothing about that, and I don't think I need to.
Nope. Nope. Not really. Well, welcome to Super Star Wars Brothers.
Yeah.
Happy New
Uh,
Year, everyone.
when are we gonna talk about a Star Wars fighting game?
We can do that.
Actually, one of them there is a Star Wars fighting game. Actually, not I remember. It's just Jedi Power Battles. I own that for PS1. The same console that gave us a Jurassic Park fighting game, and I'm not kidding. It was fun as hell. Ah, I loved that game. It was so good.
Oh my god, why did I never hear? I never heard of this game.
Warpath. Look it up. Warpath.
Okay.
Loved playing it.
Jedi. Oh, Power Battles was actually good. 75% Metacritic. Okay.
That doesn't mean anything.
No, but I mean,
What? Now I
could
need
have
to
been
know
a
what
lot
was
worse.
Warpath's score because I loved Warpath. That was one of my favorite PlayStation 1 games.
Warpath, 57% on game rankings.
Not surprising, not surprising, but I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
That game
Yeah,
was so fun.
some of our favorite games as kids were bound to be, not critical hits.
Yeah, Bio Miracle Bokute Upa.
No, that was a critical hit
Mm,
for the people that played it.
yeah, I got. So was Warpath.
Eminem's Mini Madness. That game sucked, but I loved it. Yeah.
We had that one too. We had that one too.
Yeah,
I don't
there
remember
you go.
anything about
There
it,
you
but we
go.
had it.
I know the blue one was on a skateboard. That's all that mattered. And there was a spin attack.
I don't remember.
My sister grew up. My grandma who was very evangelical gave her Bible adventures. And my sister has fond memories of Bible adventures on the NES.
You know, a friend of mine has fond memories of Chex Quest, which is a Chex cereal skinned version of the original Doom. But he fucking loves it. And for a while he streamed on Twitch for a time. And he would just like sometimes he would just be bored of whatever he was currently playing. He's like, I'm gonna blow it up Chex Quest. It's like, alright man, you do you.
It's on Steam?
Yeah, Chex Quest HD.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Oh, I don't like how how that cereal's looking at me.
Warpath was legitimately fun though. You played as dinosaurs in different locations from the first two movies, and there would be like either like little people or smaller dinosaurs running on the field, and you could bite down and eat them and regain health mid fight. Yeah,
That's
good
nice.
shit. I loved it.
You can play as the Acrocanthosaurus and the Suchomimus.
Yeah,
All those guys.
they were all known by the shortened names too. So there was Acro, Anki instead of Ankylosaur, uh,
Mhm. Thank you.
Suko instead of Suchomimus, or however that's pronounced.
Hmm.
That game was why I like Ankylosaurus. Before then, my favorite would have been Pterodactyl, but then this game was like, oh my god, Ankylosaurus is actually really fucking cool.
Hmm.
Sledgehammer tail? Fuck yeah.
Neosaurus. I think there's a meme with an Ankylosaurus.
What?
Dinosaur meme. It's in the little dinosaur that says "yee."
Yee.
I think there's. Yeah, yeah, I found it.
Oh no. I'm worried.
That's all. That's all that is. I just sent it to you for some time to look at.
Okay, I've seen a picture of the dinosaur at the end that said, "Yeah, I've seen that before." The
Hmm.
whole thing I'd never seen.
Hmm.
You guys got to hear it. I did not make the video be visible, but you got to hear that that existed.
Cheers, especially for the audio listeners. They got an extra treat today.
No, all of them got a treat. Just they
Oh
didn't
yeah,
get
that's right.
video of it.
Everybody does.
Yeah, everybody gets a treat.
Equal footing.
Speaking of treats, I got a treat recently.
Oh,
Yeah, I got
really?
something in the mail. Because as you know, I've been streaming the Super Mario RPG remake recently,
Hmm.
and I'm at the time of recording, I'm nearly done. I beat Smithy last stream, and I'm just gonna be doing post game stuff in the next stream, which is gonna be they've actually made it so that the hidden chests in the original version that there was one that was extremely missable at the beginning of the game. It's no longer missable. You can actually go back later in the game and get it. I got it. So the next stream, I'm going to get all the hidden chests, which I've never done before because I can never get that first one. And then I'm going to do the boss rematches to unlock some new weapons and accessories and fight some
Hmm.
new challenges. I don't know if I'm going to make it all the way through, but we're going to give it a shot, and we'll see what
Nice.
happens.
Yeah.
But I
Sweet.
also got, just in time for this, I just showed my little Geno that was sent to me, what,
Last
last
2022.
November? I think in
Hmm.
November is when I got that. But now
Hmm.
joining him, oh look at that, it's Pinello. Look at that.
Everyone's favorite frog.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Frog, frog.
Nice.
But he can't
Nice.
jump.
Hmm.
He just falls on his feet and goes
Sweet.
splat with his marshmallowy body.
Right. I have a feeling that doesn't quite feel like marshmallow.
No, no, it's more like rock candy.
Edible mallow.
Ooh,
I see
that
you've
was a
been
really
chewing on
fun
his feet a
sound.
little bit.
Yeah, I know. I when they had arrived, they were there for some imperfections in one foot.
Hmm.
Cause like, and also I don't know why like there's even holes here, unless they just had to do that when like creating it. Because I'm assuming it's 3D printed or something of that along.
Right.
Actually doesn't feel like a 3D print. I don't really know how they made it, but I feel like there's something with the modeling is why there's even holes there. Because they didn't come with like a stand for him to sit on. Like
Right.
Gino's got this little thing to hold him up. So the
Hmm.
Mal didn't come with anything like that. So I don't really know
Right.
why he has the holes in his feet, unless it was just like it needed to be there for creating the model.
You can fill him up with water so he can make it rain.
That wouldn't work. You'd just be like, okay, I fill at the bottom of the sea with water, and then I turn it over and just the water falls out. And just like,
Oh no. Then it
no.
would make him cry, and then it would make it rain.
Now, a mallow spray can would be fine.
hmm Frog Sage approved.
Yeah.
Could have named him something else like Frog Daddy.
No, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I am thrown by a lot of the name changes in the game. Some of them, like we talked about, I think, at a previous episode. Uh, some of them are fine. Some of them make sense. But then there's, I don't think I'm ever going to get over Spiritovich. I just don't think it sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why they changed it from Yaritovich, but I don't think Spiridovich really works.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds awkward.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Clay Morton sounds amazing. Like that's a great name change.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Doomhilde,
Yeah.
all that.
Mm-hmm. Spiritovich is a cardinal sin. That's the worst by far.
Also, I learned something that I didn't know about the game. Jonathan Jones is not a shark.
What?
Jonathan Jones is a man in a shark costume.
What? What?
Yes, he is.
What
I'm not kidding. All these years, because I was looking at his model in the game, was like, it looks like there's a face. Like what is going on here? And then I went to look at his wiki page on the Mario wiki, and no, it's definitively he's not a shark. He's a dude in a shark costume.
Oh, I see this now.
Yeah.
What?
Never knew.
That is,
and we should have known, because like even the old art of the game would have shown that eye inside the shark's mouth. We just, I guess we were too stupid to question it.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, I'm looking at the original art now, and I guess in the original art, like you could maybe think it's like an anthropomorphic shark person, so he has that's just like his eye or something. But no, he's a dude. It's more clear in the Switch art where they like that yellow piece above him makes it look like, yeah, no, wait, hold on, this is not a shark, this is a man and a shark.
Mm-hmm. What the heck?
Yeah,
that is shocking. And we're not the only ones that were dumb. There's fan art on the internet of him as a shark.
yeah,
They were wrong.
it's crazy. Well, because I noticed it like in the middle of the stream. I was like after I finished the fight, I looked and was like, wait a minute, and I just had that revelation moment. Like, he's not a shark. Wait a fucking minute.
I do like Jonathan Jones, though. He gives us a good name.
I love him. One of, if not the best, non-party member characters in the game.
Mm-hmm. Definitely him or Booster for me.
Yeah, but Booster is absolutely up there. Who else would there be?
Spiritovich. Just kidding.
Toto. I do like Bowyer. Bowyer is fun.
Yeah, he's silly. He is silly. Yeah. But definitely, I mean, if he were third, it's a distant third for me.
Fair.
Only because he plays less of a role, although he does give us Gino.
I also learned Punchinello is not part of the Smithy gang.
I feel like I knew this, but I forgot.
It's definitely something you could have figured out, but what clued me in is because like I always thought it weird that he wasn't in the parade where Bowyer, Clay Morton, and Spiritovich are. Like I think he has like his own section with the Moville group, and I always thought it was strange that he wasn't with the Smithy section. It's like because he had the star piece, and he's a weapon, he's a bomb, and the other Smithy people are all weapons, and he's not part of Weapon World in the factory at all, where we see like the machine makes of all the other enemies.
Right.
But what really clued it in for me is that at the very end of the credit sequence for the new game, there's this new splash screen of characters basically saying congratulations, and Punchinello is with them. It's like, why is Punchinello here? He's part of Smithy Gang, isn't he? He's like, what? Wait, he's not. Holy shit. He's just a dude. He's just a dude that was in the mine. I don't even know if he knew about this. I don't remember if he knew about the star at all. He was just a dude in the mine.
It didn't seem like he does.
He's just a guy. Punchinello's just Punchinello did nothing wrong.
No, he's just chilling out, throwing bombs around for some reason,
Yeah.
punching people, calling it a day.
Punch.
Yeah. Oh, it's starting to make sense to me now.
Yeah, but like that, those were my two big revelations playing through the remakes. Like, Punchinello did nothing wrong, and Jonathan Jones was a man in a shark costume. It's like, what?
I don't know why that's upsetting to me, but it kind of is.
Because
like,
we thought he was a cool shark man, and he's still cool. He's just not a shark man.
Yeah. I should add, for like 20 years.
Yes. We're
for
old.
like 20 years.
We're old as fuck, man.
Oh, this is the year for me. I'm transitioning into the threes. Three O's.
I've been here a while.
You have been there. Yes, you have.
I've been there for 3 years.
I'm glad to join you. Now you don't have to be the only one who's old.
Yeah.
At least
when do we get to retire?
In about double your lifespan.
I'm not doing 60 more seasons of this. I refuse. I can't. I could, but I can't.
Oh my god. Well, think 60 years from now, Smash 20 will be out.
Nah. We'll only be on Smash 16.
Yeah, maybe so. Koopa Patrol finally made it in the game in that one.
Fuck. Jesus.
Oh my gosh. Koopa Patrol and that one Yoshi from Super Mario RPG that everybody made a meme of.
Yoshi, or are you talking about Big Yoshi?
Yeah, the big Yoshi.
Yeah, the Yoshi
It's actually like a baby Yoshi in Super Mario.
No, it was always baby Yoshi, dude.
Yeah.
It was always baby Yoshi. It's just a big, fat baby Yoshi.
Mm-hmm.
Who I'm not going to grind out the cookies for to make him fully leave his egg. I'm not doing it. That's too much work. There are some secret things that I still want to go over with my stream, but there's also some things which, like, I will make a mention of this. I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's too much. No, thank you.
Yeah. That is fair.
Oh, God, I gotta do the casino, too. I forgot I have to unlock this casino. Which I heard they changed one of the games at the casino. The poker game is now a matching minigame. It's like, yeah, that's not a surprise.
No, it's not. Oh no. Since we're on the subject of Super Mario RPG and figurines, I was looking for a Jonathan Jones one on Etsy because I was like, oh, maybe that's out there. It's not. The big Yoshi is. And there's Paper Mario ones, and I'm gonna send you this one right now.
Oh God, I'm already terrified. I'm already terrified.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. Not the Yoshi either. The Yoshi's whatever.
Oh,
the one that I'm sending you now is.
Wait, why is this horrible?
I don't know. He looks so odd to me.
He looks okay. First of all, the quality around the eyes isn't too great. But also, it doesn't look like it fits his personality. Unless I'm misremembering this character's personality and with the other character that's similar to him. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But he looks...
He looks beaten
sassy?
up a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like he looks like he's telling someone off.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. He looks like an old man telling somebody off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty funny. Yeah, there's a lot of good work on Etsy, and there's kind of work of varying qualities.
Oh, hey, look, there's a Koopa Troll one.
There is. That one
it
actually looks pretty
good.
Cool.
It looks really good. Honestly, Koopa Troll, I want that to be in a mainline Mario game. I do. I don't know. He don't jump on him, and fire's not going to be effective against him either. It's going to be like the new Dry Bones, but worse.
Oh, yeah. that would track really well. I would like to see that myself.
Yeah.
There's kind of a cool like mosaic looking Paper Mario statue where you connect it by magnets. That's pretty neat.
Interesting.
This is okay. I gotta stop going down this fucking. I gotta stop going down this rabbit hole. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we need to actually get on topic.
Out of there. Yeah. This is an episode of Super Cast Brothers. This is the first Super Cast Brothers episode in the main series of the new year.
Oh yes, Roster Redux.
And
the
New Year. Yeah,
the SNES episode went up.
You get to enjoy the lovely stylings of Trevor talking about Dyna Blade's inclusion in Smash. And I am not joking. You can go check out that episode. Please do.
Trevor.
I will mention, like, before we get into All-Star Mode, which is why we're here today, and you may have known you wouldn't have known by the last 40 minutes, but you would have known by reading the title of the episode. So we're going to do a retrospective on All-Star Mode, but quickly I will also mention outside of Roster Redux now coming out in full swing every how often?
Wait, hold on. What are you going to refer to? Because it's what I think it is. Don't talk about that yet.
What?
I'm just going to type it.
Okay. Well, Roster Redux is in full swing. You can look forward to those every month.
Yeah. Oh, so every 6 weeks, like the other things are. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. So every 6 weeks, we'll go through. So technically, it starts the new cycle for this season. So we're going Roster Redux, On Topic, Smashtopia, Smash Dash, back to Roster Redux.
It is a cycle. Really, it's in between cycles. Really.
Oh, I can confirm that was not what I was going to talk about, but that is something that we will talk about in the future.
Yeah.
Looking at your message there. What I was going to mention is we had a video go semi-viral.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. We were going to play that at the start of the episode, and then we got on a complete tangent. And I'm not prepared to bring it up. Shit.
But it was the Smash Direct. You should go check it out. On our YouTube channel. We've always had we've had a strong audio following for a long time. We're very thankful for that. But what a surprise it was to randomly get 1,200 views on the Supercast for this YouTube page when these video presentations and I think reflecting on it, we're going to be finding ways to improve upon our video presentation, and we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But
we've been talking about a few things, but we don't want to go hard on any announcements until it's ready, basically.
Correct. Yeah. But in the meantime, we're very pleased with this Nintendo Direct parody, the Super Cast Brothers Direct, the Smashtopia Direct rather, an offshoot of our Smashtopia wiki and Super Cast Brothers that Kelly Jelly made. And we were a part of it, and fun like commercial spoofs in between the episode. It randomly got about 1,200, 1,300 views at the time of recording.
Yep.
So that was a neat way to kind of wrap up the last year. Now we're gonna try and do it again.
It was all put together.
Like
it was all put together by Kelly Jelly, a recurring guest on the show. It was his initial idea. He came to the two of us about wanting to do it with some suggested segments. We gave our input on things, and we were each approached to do a little recording for segments of our own. I knew entirely what mine was going to be about. You apparently didn't know what your segment was going to be. You were just told, like, yeah, make some funny poses and sound clips.
Well, for what your part was, your segment you kind of had to know because it was so very you forward. Like you weren't sending in video clips. I mean pictures. You were like sending in full video of yourself.
Yeah, I mean also with my because like my segment was basically like shooting a commercial, and also like hey, can you make a video for this like really short in-game commercial? It's like yeah, sure, because it's from a very old PC game. I was like, yeah, can you just send me like either a clip of it or like what the script of it was in the game so I can come up with some ideas of things I can do in it? And then once I got that, I was sending him like it was like a 5 to 10 minute clip of me doing these various weird things with a pack of gummy worms, and it was great. The editing he did on it was great. I loved it. It was really well done. He picked out all my favorite bits. I was like, yes.
And mine was a Rhythm Heaven interview. Wrestler and reporter, but I'm the wrestler. um, Shout out to my buddy and coworker Kevin too for taking all those shots of me that come to life very, very interestingly in the Rhythm Heaven interview piece.
Jesus.
Good times. Good time. I also have about 16 to 17 more more niche voice clips that I recorded that Kelly naturally didn't go for. I even have one that I think is like Mwamba is my friend, I think I say.
Oh my God.
I have one with the Jigglypuff song, etc. One of these days we'll have the vault open up on those.
If it wasn't Rhythm Wrestler, it was supposed to be like very quick, yeah, kind of responses. Mwamba is my friend would have been a great one to have in there.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping it might have been the victory pose kind of thing. Like when the reporters say strike a pose and then I throw the basketball. But I mean, what he chose was pretty good too. You should go check it out.
It's pretty good. Maybe in an upcoming episode, I'll remember to have it prepared and we can actually like watch it. But then it'll also have been like 2.5 months since it posted, and that might feel weird.
Give it a second wind, yeah. I mean,
do what?
Give it a second wind and another 1,200 views.
Play. No, I know when to do it. We'll
Oh
get there.
boy.
We'll get there. First, though, we need to actually get on topic. We haven't done that yet. Welcome to Supercast Brothers, the episode where we say what we talk about a certain thing and then we don't for 40 minutes.
Was it only 40? It kind of felt a little longer.
It's actually not even quite 40 yet. It's actually at 37.
Oh, well, okay. I started checking myself maybe 32 minutes into it. I was like, oh, we got to get back on track.
Yeah, and then you remember it's like, no, we do need to cover these things. Which is fair. We need to cover that. The Star Wars talk definitely needed to be lessened, though. Oh, well. Hey, you know what? Yeah. Somebody told me recently that the tangents are part of the charm of on-topic episodes. I don't know if I agree with that statement, but hey. Cool. Anyways, we're talking about All-Star... That wasn't them, but if that's how they feel, cool. We're actually talking about All-Star Mode today. That is the idea here. In previous episodes, we talked about, Classic Mode and Adventure Mode, which included, World of Light, Celtics Adversary. Kind of like talking about like how they've been presented in previous Smash Bros. Games, our thoughts on the different versions, then maybe what we might like to see in a future title. And we're basically doing the exact same thing here today, just about All-Star Mode, the other big first one-player mode that Smash has. Anything else is like the mini games or things like Mastering Crazy Orders, which did anybody play those once they were done getting the music? No, didn't think so. Interesting idea, but no. Does anybody want to talk about, what was it? Not Smash Run, the other one? Smash Party?
Smash Tour.
What'd you say?
Yeah. Smash Tour, I think it was called.
Yeah, that. Yeah. Does anybody want to talk about that? No.
No.
Will we someday? Probably. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure we'll do like a mini game episode or something.
We'll get to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Other modes, because we like to talk about like what new shit we could do besides just characters, and this fits the bill.
Oh gosh, you gotta write that one down. Other modes, the on-topic episode.
Yeah. Go write that one down and go write down mini games, because that's where things like home run contest would be.
Okay.
But All-Star Mode, it was first introduced in Smash Melee, because Smash 64 was very much a I don't want to say rush job as a negative sense, but the game absolutely was done very quickly, start to finish. They had a short turnaround time for when they started working on that game, because they needed a game that they could pump out quickly, and Smash worked for it. So there really wasn't a lot to the original in terms of other modes. It was first player mode and versus mode, and that's it. That's it. But then Melee's like, we got your adventure mode, we got your home run contest, we got your trophies, we got your all-star mode. What is all-star mode? It's have you played a Kirby game? Have you done
Yeah.
have you done the arena in a Kirby game?
Yes.
It's that.
Oh yeah.
It's not necessarily a boss rush like it would be in the Kirby games, because Smash at the time would have only had Master King, Crazy and Giga Bowser, and that's not a boss rush. We did eventually get a boss rush in one game. Why did they bring it back in Ultimate? I don't know. That's for the other modes episode. Popping that away. But All-Star mode is basically, hey, you're getting your one character. You're gonna fight every other character back to back, sometimes in groups, but your HP will carry over, and you have a limited amount of chances to use a restorative item before you go into the next fight and heal up so that you will not die. Because if you die, you lose. You're done. Journey's over. It's finite. But every All-Star mode, asterisk sign, we'll get there. Every All-Star mode works the same way. The only thing that really changes is how they determine who you're fighting against and in what order. In Melee, it's randomized, mostly. You'll have so many rounds, you'll have 4 rounds where you just fight one character at a time. And then 3 rounds where you fight 2 characters at a time. And then 3 more rounds where you fight... Actually, no, 4 rounds where you fight 3 characters at once. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's 4 rounds each time, not 4, 3, 4. It's 4 for 4. And then the final round is 25 Mr. Game & Watches. All the other opponents are randomized, except for Mr. Game & Watch. He's always at the very end, and you fight 25 of him. Because I think Melee had 25 characters, if I remember right. I think that's the reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much the mode. It was the first time we got it. There would be 3 heart containers in the rest area that you could choose between to heal up. And then there would be no other recovery items at all that was spawned in the matches. Other items would appear in the different battles, but no other forms of recovery. So if you got screwed, well, better go use a heart container. And if you're out, good luck, kid. Good luck.
It was tough.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah, absolutely. Those higher difficulties get into even normal mode, you'd have kind of a struggle.
And it's only unlocked once you've unlocked every other fighter in the game. And Melee has the hardest unlocks of the series. So you could go a long time without even knowing that the mode existed. And it's like, all right, you got your last fighter unlocked. Congratulations, you unlocked Falco. By the way, here's All-Star mode. Just like, All-Star mode?
Mm-hmm.
What's All-Star mode?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't think it's possible for Falcon to be your last character. But he is one of the harder ones, because you got to complete 100-man Melee to get him.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I remember the kind of things I did as a kid in Melee to unlock these characters and complete the game. And I think back to it and how relatively easy it was, and how I try later on to do similar things in games. It's like, okay, I don't know why, but I was definitely much more of a apt gamer when I was 8 years old.
I mean,
whoops.
I used the Donkey Kong cheese. I ain't gonna lie. Hand slap all day. Let's go.
Comes back in Ultimate too to bite our butts, but I think it's partially muscle recognition, faster when you're a kid or something. Unless you're Kelly, then Kelly kicks your ass any age.
Jesus.
He's basically Smash Jesus. He's crazy good. It was a fun surprise, and I liked getting the extra All-Star mode variant trophies for all of the different characters as well. Yeah.
Oh, I like the variant trophies. That's honestly part of the biggest things I'm disappointed about with Spirits is that there's no blurb. I wish we had the blurbs again about the different characters and things. But also, Melee and Brawl both did that. I don't think Smash for Wii U had it. Where it's like, okay, you get a trophy you get the Roid trophy for clearing classic mode, and then you get a different Roy trophy in an alt costume and using one of his special modes for clearing adventure mode. And then another alt trophy of Roy in another costume using a different special move for clearing all star modes. Like that's really cool. And I think Brawl only did I think it just did like a base trophy and then their final smash is the trophy. I don't remember if you got the final smash from like all star mode you might have. I don't remember for sure.
Yeah.
But then Smash 4 didn't do that at all. I was like, oh man, I like those. Like, give me a
One,
trophy for each special move. That'd be cool.
I miss trophies. Like
Yeah.
just generally, I miss trophies.
I
Uh,
I understand why we have spirits because they don't have to model out a brand new model for every trophy character, which fair enough. You can just take an old PNG and slap it in. But at least give me the
mhm,
blurbs.
mhm, mhm. Outsource it. Hire somebody to write them all. Be done in a month. There you go.
I do it.
Super Cast Brothers is on the case.
Hell yeah.
And I remember as a kid too, unlocking All Star mode for the first time and just exploring that area. The rest area is kind of surreal too because it just looks like looks like a golf course, looks like a park, like a real world location. I was like, this is kind of like uncanny.
Yeah. And that's also how you unlock Battlefield back in Melee. Beat Ulster mode once and you unlock Battlefield. And you could get, just like by progressing through Ulster mode, you could unlock random trophies and it prioritized ones you didn't have yet. So if you were struggling to get things from the trophy lottery, there's an alternate method of getting them.
That that's the thing to think about too. Like one of the two most ubiquitous stages in all Smash that returns time and again with a different lick of paint, and you have to unlock it by beating All Star mode.
Yeah.
That's a high price to pay for that one.
Neither Battlefield nor Final Destination were playable in Smash 64.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. And we
I
still don't really have a way to play the Metal Mario stage that everybody loves so much either.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Melee is the only time that both these stages had to be unlocked, and Final Destination was unlocked by completing all the event matches.
Mm-hmm.
Every other
Oh
time
yeah.
they've been base stages in each game, which, considering the tournament scene, they pretty much have to be. You
Mm-hmm.
can't make those be unlockable stages anymore. Uh, that's another thing to talk about someday is unlockable content because we've kind of gotten less over a lot of it over time. That they one make it easier and two there's just been less and I both like it and I don't, but
Mm-hmm. I can understand how it's more of a relic of the past, and I can understand why there's nostalgia for it.
yeah,
Smash. I mean, Ultimate does have, you have a ton of unlockable characters, but you get them like candy. It's like one after the other, after the other, after the other. So
yeah. But I mean,
it's a fun little game to start with.
considering how Ultimate did that, they had to be easy. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yep. It was a fun little sidetrack thing.
mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, All-Star mode. From my memory, I think it was introduced in Melee, and it was best executed in Melee.
Yeah. Well,
by my
I don't think it was best executed in Melee. I think
no,
that's the case.
honestly,
No,
there's a
I
case
think
for
it's the case to be made for Brawl.
okay.
No, I'm gonna say the case is to be made for Smash 4, actually.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, we'll get to Smash 4, but
yeah,
I guess we're going in order here. So
yeah, I like how Brawl did it, but there's a couple things about it that I didn't remember until I was reading back over something. This is like, oh, don't like that.
Mhm. Well, let's. Is there anything else you want to talk about Melee before we move on to Brawl?
Yeah, hey guys, let's have every character be fought on their own specific stage, except some of them are weird, like Dr. Mario was fought on Mushroom Kingdom 2, Mewtwo was fought on Battlefield, and Ganondorf is fought on Brinstar Depths. What? Okay, sure, we have 4 Zelda characters in not all the stages, I guess, but what? Also, why is young Link fought on Jungle Japes, but Link is fought on Great Bay? Marth is fought on Fountain of Dreams. Now, I like that they all have a specific stage, so you don't have like three characters being fought in the same place. But some of the
Mhm.
choices, hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, not like Fire Emblem doesn't have a stage in Melee at all, so I get there's that discrepancy, but mm,
It's
feels
also
weird, man.
funny, like Roy on Final Destination. Of all the characters you can find on Final Destination.
Yeah, I would put Ganondorf there instead.
Mm-hmm.
Ganondorf from Mewtwo.
Yeah, definitely. So that's kind of funny.
I mean, I
I
guess what else
agree.
is there would have made sense for Roy?
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Yoshi's story.
Yeah, but first time the mode gets implemented,
Mm-hmm.
there's not the stages to match the characters. Surely that won't be the case in Brawl, right? Every character that has a every franchise that has a character will get a stage, right?
No.
Right? That's gonna happen, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Rob, why?
Robert.
We are on Ultimate and there's still no stage for Rob. Mm. Mm 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 mm.
Mm-hmm.
Let's chat about Brawl.
Let's do it.
So Brawl, again, it works similarly to Melee. There's three heart containers that you can choose to eat between, but whereas Melee only had 13 different rounds, Brawl has a few more than that. There's what is here? There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 battles in Brawl's All Star mode. This is the bit of a problem with the All Star mode is that as they get more games and more characters, it's going to get a little bloated. Smash 4 will get there. It condenses things a bit, but I also think that's to its detriment, which also may be a case for why Smash 4 is not done correctly. I think it's a mix of which there's elements from each of them that they should adopt again, but this time around, opponents are not fight randomly. They're actually fought in order of their series. Wait,
Oh,
no.
that's right.
Yeah, they're fought in order of their series by its release date in Japan. Now, there's a couple weird things. No, that's still accurate. But they're not. But they're still fought like kind of in chunks. Like you start out fighting just Mr. Game and Watch because he's the oldest character.
Mhm.
Then you fight the four Mario characters all at once in one battle: Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser. They're all fought together. Then after that, you fight Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong. Uh, all six of the or technically Donkey Kong and Mario first raced in the same game together, but they're representing different series, so they're still separate battles. And I'm guessing Donkey Kong is second because of Donkey Kong Country, I guess. Or maybe because they wanted to have Mario be before his original villain or something. I don't know. But then it's solo Ice Climbers, solo Rob. Then it's the Zelda characters. And here's where I get to my nitpick. For the Zelda one, you fight Link, Ganondorf, and Toon Link. And then it's Zelda or Sheik. I don't like that.
Mhm.
And then after that is Metro, where you fight Samus or Zero is Samus. I'm not a fan of that. None of the other
Mhm.
franchises do that, thankfully. It's really just those two, and I understand why because they swapped characters. But
Mhm.
I don't know why you can't. I don't remember if maybe they could swap in All Star mode or not. Obviously, Samus needs the final smash in order to swap. But Zelda and Sheik should be able to swap freely. I mean, the Pokemon trainer can.
Mhm.
So what the hell? And I'm pretty sure you get to fight all three of the Pokemon trainers Pokemon separately, um, which means the Pokemon is really bloated. But
Mhm.
that's how it works. Time you went from the oldest game franchise represented in Smash to the newest. So it was Mr. Game and Watch, and then it ends with Olimar, which when you play in co-op mode is two Olimars for some reason. I don't really know why, but it is. And they also didn't have it be like since a player Smash was no thing yet. They can't throw all four characters against you at once, so you only fight two at most at a time. But then once you got rid of one, a few seconds later, the next one would spawn in,
Mhm.
and then it will just be like any of the stages that are from their franchise or a selection of them. That's where you fight them on. With the again, Actually, that's not even true because some stages like there were. No, I guess there's only one Fire Emblem stage, wasn't there? Just Castle Siege in Brawl. But then Rob is fought on Mario Bros. I guess because there's no Rob stage. Still, the only the only franchise that has a playable character in Smash that does not have a stage, and there's a goddamn travesty. We need a fucking Rob stage.
It's just one big Rob moving things around.
You can do that. You can do something based off of Stack Up. You can do something based off of Gyromite. You could have his stage be him fighting on top of an NES. I don't know. There's options. Pick something.
Professor Hector's head, fighting on top of him.
No, that was the trophy all-star matches
Yeah.
from Melee. I would like those to come back. Those were cool.
Mm-hmm. They definitely were. Yeah, I enjoyed this All-Star mode. There are some weird nitpicks. Zelda and Sheik, Samus and Zero Suit Samus being the biggest ones. Why there are two Olimars, I don't know. But generally speaking, I did like the idea of going era per era. It was cool to me to say like, oh, this is a good earmark of around the time Nintendo started making video games with Mr. Game & Watch in the early '80s. And then you go through it, and come up with the most recent series at the time, which was Pikmin 2001. Oh my god, that feels like forever ago now. But
and considering Brawl released in 2008,
still kind of was. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it was a neat practice. I enjoyed going through it. Now that you mention it, I recall that well. Brawl, I mean, is probably by far the game that I've played the most in my life. Like I've said this often on the podcast, but I think I put like 4,000 hours into it.
Yeah, Brawl's definitely my most played. That's when I had the most free time.
Yeah, me too. That's when I centered my entire life around Smash Brothers, potentially even more than now, with Mercurius coming around and rearing its head.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the times. So in some ways, Brawl is, Ultimate is my favorite Smash, but in some ways, Brawl is because of just it being that time. Yeah, it was good fun. The retrospective was neat, and then I like when also like the character roll call that shows up as you gradually go through them. That was present in Melee as well, and like the screen, just the overall presentation of All-Star Mode in both of these games was very like pleasing to me as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I did check on here. It does say like when you complete All-Star Mode with somebody, you unlock their final Smash trophy. Which if they didn't want to do like a trophy for every move, I get that. But the final Smash trophy, yes, love that.
Pretty damn neat. Damn neat.
Obviously, because the way spirits really work in terms of like, it's weird to say this, but spirit lore doesn't make sense in a final Smash trophy. I get it, but man, I don't care. I don't give a shit. But if you want to go with that argument, then there shouldn't be a fighter spirit for Kirby.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't exist. There should not be one.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. But here we are, breaking our own canon and non-canon. Like it just doesn't matter. Like if they wanted to do it, they could have done it, and they didn't, unfortunately. But that's where we can improve upon it in Ultimate too.
I mean, even with that said, like I don't want to seem like I'm complaining about how we didn't get the spirit of Final Smash and whatnot. When like we have like what over 1,200 spirits in the game, and they made some deep fucking cuts with some of these. Did I expect my boy to make it? Hell no! And he did. I was like, holy shit, Geno recognition. What?
Yep.
Now, granted, I mean, we had the outfit for him in Smash 4, so there's always Geno recognition. But I didn't think we get spirits for him like in the base games. Like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm. And now we got him in Super Mario RPG Remake.
Yeah, and they're adding more spirits. They announced recently. We're going to get more spirits out of the Ultimate. We don't know how many. We don't know from what games. It's probably going to be like other games that just like released since they stopped adding spirits. So we'll probably get like the Talking Flower from Mario Wonder. Maybe we'll get some more from RPG based off the remake. Like we might get like a booster.
Mm-hmm.
And then
The
I
Super
don't
Mario
know.
Brothers movie.
Honestly, that's got a good shot. Yeah, I don't really know what's a character to do from it besides like the Mario characters that already have spirits, unless they do like, hey, do we have a four-winged spike spirit?
I think so.
Yeah, probably. But you could do like Giuseppe or his parents, I guess.
Hmm. Hmm. There you go. Who was Giuseppe again? Is
Uh,
that the
ju-
name of the?
that's the character that Charles Martinet voiced, who was playing the arcade
Okay.
machine in the.
Okay. There
Yeah.
you go. That's what I figured, but wanted to. Yeah. There you go. They could do the dog that attacked them in the New York apartment. And they could put in Chris Pratt himself to top it all off.
Put in the Penguin King.
Played by the
You
one and only Carrie Payton.
you fight the Penguin King on the summit, and fire bars are the only item that spawn.
Oh God.
You gotta
Macabre.
melt his kingdom. You gotta melt it down.
Didn't we put them through enough in Super Mario 64?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Yeah,
not.
that's true. Movie
Uh,
Bowser fight where you where only Peaches spawn as an item.
and they had to add in the song Peaches as a background music.
I have a feeling that you would be so mad at that.
I would be so mad, but at the same time, I'm just like, listen, I didn't think we'd get more content in this game. I'm just gonna take it. I'm just gonna take it.
And then Steve is also gets voice clips from Jack Black.
Yeah, that was some news that we got recently.
Yep.
Steve in the Minecraft movie is going to be played by Jack Black. Now, what I don't know is this an anime movie or is this live action Jack Black? I don't know, and I actually, if I had to pick, I think I want it to be live action Jack Black. I make the Minecraft like have it be like the cubes and everything, but it's just live action Jack Black inside of the cubic Minecraft world. And I don't want him to be playing a character. I want it to just be Jack Black. Just as himself, Jack Black transformed into Minecraft. Oh
That is so
god. What the fuck?
great.
What the fuck? At least it's not Chris Pratt. Dear God.
Apparently, Jason Momoa was fan cast as Steve before they chose Jack Black. What?
That doesn't surprise me. Fan castings are wild, man.
Uh huh.
Obviously, Jason Momoa is going to play the live action Ganondorf.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
This is not a bad fan cast, actually. Like, I started off being stupid, but I was like, actually, you know what? This works. Especially if you bring back the dreads.
Mm-hmm. There you go. There you go.
God. I want this, actually. Can we make... Sony, we need to have a talk. We need to have a talk, Sony. If Jason Momoa isn't Ganondorf, then I riot. It's either Jason Momoa or it's Carrie Payton. One of them.
He would be great as Ganondorf.
I need one of those two to be it. No other actor is good enough.
Some have said, who else have they said? Idris Elba.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I was more thinking of dreadlock people. I don't know why, but the idea of Ganondorf with dreads just sounds like a really good design choice to me, and I like it.
Yeah. Well, just like Carrie Payton in The Walking Dead, you can make like this total crazy 10-foot long dread thing and shop and throw it on him.
Fuck yeah.
There you go. Good times.
Yeah. All-Star Mode is a good time.
All-Star Mode is a good time.
There's only one time where I didn't complete it with every character, and we'll get there.
Oh, with Smash 4?
No, Smash 4's fine. It's a lot, but it's fine. Because Smash 4, they started to realize the problem's like, oh, we have a lot of characters. How can we do this? So for Smash 4, it's like, okay, so instead of dividing it by series or having it be random and there being like 13 or 19 different stages, there's only going to be 7. And you're wondering, wait, only 7 battles? But there's so many characters. How did they do this? You fought a lot of characters at once. You fight a
Hmm.
lot of characters at once. They actually did it like slightly differently between the 3DS and the Wii U versions. 3DS, you go kind of like with Brawl did. The old now it's not just like when their franchises became a thing; it's when the characters themselves released. So going from oldest to newest time, the first batch you fight against Mr. Game and Watch, Pac-Man, Mario, Donkey Kong, Luigi, and Little Mac. All these characters that released from April 1980 to February 1984. And
Hmm.
then you would fight the next batch, which is April 1984 to August 1986. So it's Duck Hunt, Rob, Peach, Bowser, Link, Zelda, Samus, in that order. And you just keep on doing that until the final round, which is the newest characters, November 2007 to June 2015. Although, if you didn't have all the DLC unlocked, then it actually ends in 2013, where you fight against Rosalina, Wii Fit Trainer, Bayonetta, Shulk, Dark Pit, Robin, Lucina, Greninja, and Corrin. And what was weird is that you could do this All Star mode before you had all the characters unlocked,
Hmm.
so it would be easier. But I
Yeah.
think any of the like the special rewards, I can't remember what it's called in Smash Four, but the equivalent of like achievements, whatever I forget what it's fucking called. You wouldn't get any of them unless you had unlocked true All Star mode, which you only get once you have unlocked every playable fighter. But
Hmm.
then in the Wii U mode, the Wii U version, they flipped it. Level one is all the new characters, so Core and Greninja and whatnot, and then it ends with the oldest characters. I'm not too
Right.
sure if I like that. I understand why they did it because they didn't want it to just be like the exact same mode. I'm not
Hmm.
sure how I feel about it though,
Right.
but like I like doing it by character though. Like that's what I think is great about the Smash Four version. I just don't like
Hmm.
how it's just these huge groups of characters, so every fight is deadly, or potentially deadly, because you're fighting six characters at minimum.
Right.
It's like Jesus.
um. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot that I Smash Four is an interesting case because it started out with a semi bet. It's like it was an improvement in many ways. It was nice to have it, but
It was a
yeah.
natural progression, going
Hmm.
from series progression to characters.
Hmm. And the game as a whole too. It was just an oddity at the time. Like the 3DS version was dropped by probably 80% of us when the Wii U one came out.
Yep.
Uh, and then the Wii U version was promptly dropped by Ultimate, which is just a better version of Smash 4.
In most
So,
areas.
in most, I have a feeling we'll get there. But on the overall, I mean, yeah, I have, again, now that you mentioned the memories are coming back, um, I like the setup of the 3DS version better. I like the way the fights are executed on the Wii U version better. So it's kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah.
The only thing I would change is like break up those fights a little bit more. You can do more than seven. We did 13 in melee. We did 19 in brawl. We can do more than seven.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel it. That's true.
And like even though they only have it so like you're only fighting three characters at a time, and then like new ones will spawn in afterwards. There's still
Hmm.
some rounds where it's like look at fucking again, Pokemon.
Hmm.
Genuine Pokemon. There's four of them there. Because I mean, there's no Ivysaur and Squirtle in Smash Four, but like level five, you're fighting against I think it's nine characters. It's like
Hmm.
holy shit. And
Yeah.
I think level seven does the same thing. It's nine. It's the it's only the first round is actually short. It has six characters, and that's the smallest amount.
Right.
Every other round has seven or more. It's like holy
Hmm.
shit. It's a
It,
lot to get through.
it is, and I don't think I beat it. I don't think I beat it with every character because at a certain point, it felt like a little too much of a slog for me to
Yeah,
commit to.
I didn't do it in the 3DS version because again, like you said, once the Wii U version dropped, 95% of players dropped the 3DS. The only
Hmm.
reason to own 3DS is if you were going to be traveling somewhere and you wanted to play with somebody.
Hmm.
But beyond that, nobody played 3DS.
Yep.
It was
Or
a
if you didn't
novelty.
have a Wii U, which
Yeah,
fair.
true, true. If you didn't own a Wii U,
Hmm.
then it made sense. But
Mm-hmm.
And there are
I
some
did.
stages that will not appear. I think
Mm-hmm.
generally speaking, the stages are divided up into stages that would have been that also existed in those eras. So like again, for like the level 1, 1980 to 1984, Jungle Japes, Flat Zone 2, just Flat Zone 2 for some reason, and Boxing Ring are your possible stages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do like the switch up.
Yeah.
That helps. That helps a lot, especially
It
when you're fighting like so many characters per
yeah.
round.
It's they just need to break it up a little bit more. It's really all they needed to do. But it's hard.
Yeah,
I totally get that it's hard.
hmm my memory of it is that it was like super hectic and in many respects because of that for me not as enjoyable and not as
Yeah.
all star like like I like the way they broke it down ultimately, but um it could be a lot. It was a lot of sinew. It was a lot to chew through.
Yeah, and the items that you had for healing were also a little bit different because you had only had one heart container, then you had two maximum tomatoes and one fairy bottle. And I think the fairy bottle will only heal you of 100% damage. Heart container I think is a full heal, and the maximum tomatoes are 50, I think, if I remember
Hmm.
right.
Hmm.
So in that respect, it was also hard because like, oh, you don't have three full heals anymore. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Interesting choice.
Hmm.
There was some artificial difficulty in Smash. Like, I mean, in Smash Four, there was that. There was the absolute dog shit that was Master Core.
Yeah, I
Oh boy.
never to this day I've never beaten the entirety of Master Core.
Hmm.
Never did it. I tried like first of all the fact that actually I don't remember if this is no this is just an ultimate because in Smash 4 you can start the difficulty at the max level.
Hmm.
Uh, but if you lose too much then your difficulty goes down and you can't fight the boss. It's like I understand
Hmm.
that. So I never got to the point. I don't know. I think I've been. I don't even remember if I've been in Master Fortress. I want to say I was. I don't remember what the threshold for it was. That's a
Hmm.
topic for the bosses episode we'll get to one season.
Yeah. Yeah.
But ugh, I don't like how they did Master Core at all, honestly. Because like you start out, it's like, oh hey, Master Hand, my friend. Wait, where are
Hmm.
you going? I only hit you for like 10% damage. What's happening? What's
Hmm.
the fucking bullshit? Don't like it. It's dumb.
Yeah, it is. It is. But yeah, like you said, a topic for another day, I suppose.
Yeah.
Um, I did get to it a couple times, but I think I beat it maybe once with one character. It's not saying a whole lot. Ultimate. Technically, I mean, this is the end of All Star mode.
Yeah, because All Star Mode, as it was previously known, does not exist in Smash Ultimate.
Hmm.
Instead, they took an existing mode with the 100 man Smash or 100 man Melee, 100 man Brawl, or whatever you want to call it for any particular game, and they created three versions of multi man Smash, which, if the right picture comes up, I could look at it better. But yeah, Century Smash where you just fight 100 characters at once. And then there was Endless, which it goes on forever, I guess.
Hmm.
And then All Star multi man mode or whatever the heck it was called. And when the picture rotates around back to it, we'll see it. All Star Smash, actually, I think is what it's called. It's also endless, but you just fight the characters in their All Star mode order, like much like how Smash Four did the characters in their release order. So you start with Game Watch, and then Pac Man, Donkey Kong, Mario, Luigi, blah blah blah, until your final characters are Incineroar, Min Min, Pyramith, or Byleth. Uh, but then once you beat Byleth, it wraps back around to Mr. Game and Watch, and it's an endless mode. It's like it's stupid. I hate it. Oh, the 3D version with Century Smash also spreads, and of course, Cruel Smash made its return.
Hmm.
Never was good at that one. Uh, so it's not All Star mode. I understand why they did this because holy hell, there's a lot of characters in Smash Ultimate. There's so many characters. It's insane.
Hmm.
and designing All-Star mode and trying to create a balanced amount, an amount of rounds that people would get tired between. They'd have enough restoratives to use in between all the different rounds, and also to have not every round be bloated as hell like Smash 4 did. I understand it, but I wish they would have put in the effort because All-Star
Hmm.
Smash is not it. I did it. I played it once, and then I stopped, and I never went back into the mode. It's not fun.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, the various like mob smashes or multi-man smashes are never my cup of tea to begin with.
Yeah,
And then it's like a necessity to unlock a character or something like Falco and Melee, and then to necessitate All Star mode into All Star Smash. Like you, I get it. I'm not gonna play it more than a couple times.
yeah,
It's not my thing. Um, Part of me appreciates that they did it instead of just totally nixing All Star mode entirely. But on the other hand,
yeah,
it's not. Perhaps I joked about it earlier, but perhaps if add-on to Ultimate really is the progression for Smash and with its semi-sequel, it's either that or a total culling and revamping, probably. So if they go that route, perhaps an All-Star mode is something they could put the effort into, since 70% of the game will already be there.
yeah. I mean, that'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there is like porting Ultimate is not as easy as just hey, look, here it is.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of they would be touching up all the assets, uh,
Mm-hmm.
rebalancing characters and stages and such, adding a few more. They probably wouldn't add a whole lot. We probably get something like how Ultimate gave us 11 new characters, then we got a couple waves of DLC, and then a few stages. Maybe we get the
Mm-hmm.
final retarding stages. We can get the whole thing. There are some stages that they would. Some stages would not play nice with stage morph, and Jungle Hijinks is kind of a stickler there. And then Orbital Gate
Mm-hmm.
Assault, they talked about how that stage took alone. That one stage took multiple months of development time. So I would be surprised if that stage ever came back. But they could give
Mm-hmm.
us some of the others. There are very few stages missing in Ultimate. Uh, Meadow Cave aside, there's very few stages that are missing. It's honestly impressive. Um, like
Yeah.
where's Woolly World is a huge one that feels like it's missing. Rainbow Road. I think Pyrosphere is only not in because of Ridley. Uh, Pokefloats probably doesn't play well with
Mm-hmm.
Stage Morph. Planet
Right.
Zeros was
Another.
overridden. We have
Mhm.
Picto Chat 2, but not Picto Chat. We have Flats. Granted, we have Flat Zone X, but not Flat Zone or Flat Zone 2, which we kind of don't need because it replaces both of them. Uh,
Right.
and then Miiverse is never coming back. That stage is dead forever.
Yeah. Move over, Miiverse, and make room for Miitomo.
Nope, that died even faster. There'd be zero reason.
Hmm. You got 1,200 views on that Smashtopia Direct, huh? Well, I got 1,200 likes for my drawing of Gooby on Miiverse.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, All Star mode. It's just really disappointing what they do with it in Ultimate because Melee was really cool. Brawl they made it even better. Mostly, really only the problem there is the whole thing with Zelda, Sheik, and Samus Future Samus. I have no other issues. And then Smash 4, there's just too big of clumps. Too big of clumps. But then Ultimate is just like,
Hmm.
we're not going to do it. We're just going to do it multi-man melee. And I don't know if it's true, but I get, my assumption is that it was a late edition. I'm assuming it was probably one of the last things that they put into the game. Because it's like, hey, we don't have All-Star mode. We got a little bit of development time. We can reskin a multi-man melee mode into being All-Star. Because Century Smash is borderline the same thing. It's just random characters. Or is it Mii's? It might be
Hmm.
Mii fighters, actually. Because I know in Melee,
Right.
it's, the wireframes. It's Brawl, it's the alloy fighters. And then I think for Smash 4 and Ultimate, it might have been the Mii fighters for both of them. Maybe. I don't
Right.
remember exactly. was like, oh man, what were they doing? Like it being
Hmm.
a last minute addition is the only thing that makes sense to me.
Right.
Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, in Ultimate, it is the fighting Mii's, but every 25 characters, it's an actual character from Ultimate, but it's a random one. And
Hmm.
then so then All Star Smash is just like, okay, instead of that, it's just all the characters, and they loops. Like, no, thank you.
What?
I have no reason to play this mode. This is stupid.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that's silly. It's silly, and honestly, I completely forgot about it until I started reading it on the Smash Wiki before we started talking about it in this
Yeah,
episode.
but that's how Ultra
So,
Mode has
yeah.
been in each of the previous games. Obviously, we know what our least favorite version is, Ultimate.
Hmm.
But I think all three of the other ones have merit, and there's various parts of them that are good. I like that Melee was randomized. I think that was a cool way to do it for the beginning. But for other versions, I
Hmm.
do prefer there being like a reason to the order because it's All Star mode. It should feel like a legacy. I think so. I think Brawl and Smash Four both did a
Yeah,
great job with
definitely.
that, and technically Ultimate did as well. Just followed the same path that Smash Four laid out for it. Uh, I
Hmm.
would say Brawl actually did it the best. I know earlier I mentioned Smash 4, but I think Brawl did it the best.
Hmm. That's fair. That's fair. I mentioned earlier Melee did it the best. I don't think that's true after the discussion. I just had to kind of remember where the other ones were laid out as we went along.
Fair.
I would agree that Brawl is overall the strongest. There's a few weird little naggles, but overall it's
Yeah.
a fine presentation that naturally expands on what Melee started. I do have the nostalgia for Melee's All Star mode though, being the first. Being the first, it did a great job.
Yes, absolutely.
Um, and Smash Four, it's good in some ways and a little much in others.
Yeah. I mean, at least we got All
Ultimate, we
Star
don't
mode.
talk about that one.
Yeah, Ultimate sucked.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
it's the worst thing about Ultimate is it's All Star. Yeah, I think
Hmm.
that's somebody might say. I think the worst things about Ultimate are All Star mode, the lack of trophies, which I understand why they did both for both of those two things. I get it, and then the mini game selection was a choice was made there for Ultimate. It's like okay,
Yep.
why? I'm actually trying to find it to remind myself what the hell Ultimate did with them, because yeah, it was just home run contest, and it wasn't even in the base version of the game. Home run contest
Hmm.
was not on base release. It took until version 5.0, which I don't know where we were at DLC wise, where 5.0 was, but holy hell, that's bad.
Yeah.
Like, sure, home run contest is like the small thing. You don't really need it. You don't. But come on, just a small thing. It's really easy to
Hmm.
throw in, and people like it. It's
Hmm.
fun, and it's better than. Also, we lost target test after brawl. It just felt like we were losing these fun little modes, and then ultimate arrives with none of them. Granted, we had
Hmm.
World of Light, which was huge,
Yeah.
but Ulster mode. We know how Ulster mode has functioned so far in the Smash series, but what can they do in the next game that's not multi-man Smash? Donna?
Hmm.
What?
Good question. I take it you have some thoughts.
I do. I wanted to get your thoughts first, if you had any.
No, my brain's empty as it is in most cases.
Mm, yes.
I'll probably think of something as you go along.
Yeah. I mean, naturally, like honestly, I think Melee or not Melee, Brawl and Smash 4 has already laid out the formula. This is how it should work. Okay, like here's your restoratives. You're fighting characters in a legacy determined order. Brawl had to be when their series first appeared, more or less. Mario
Hmm.
is where things are a little weird because technically speaking, it should be Donkey Kong,
Right.
Diddy Kong first, and then the actual Mario characters. But whatever. And then Smash Four, it's like, nope, we're going by character order, and when they release, like, okay, that's a little bit cleaner. Well, I think what I want to do, and I know I've talked about this with you years ago, I pre-podcast. Uh, do it by
Hmm.
console. Do it by consoles. Smash 4 kind of did this by going like in batches of years on when the characters arrived. So I say start with like, okay, characters that existed before the NES. That's your first block of characters. And if you and split instead of like where Smash 4 is like where there's 7 or 8 or 9 characters in one block, you can chop them up into smaller segments. But like pre NES, you start there. Then you do the NES original characters, which would be, and then it's the SNES, which will be funny because Kirby will be in the SNES category, but Meta Knight's in the NES category. Because what? The first Kirby game's on the Super Nintendo, but Meta Knight made his introduction on in another Kirby game that released on the original Nintendo. What the fuck? It's a weird little bit of Nintendo trivia. It's like, what the hell? This is weird.
Hmm.
But then you'd go in 64, GameCube, the Wii U, Switch, whatever is after that. I think the only thing that would be like, and then like you would fit in things like, hey, uh, this character actually like Solid Snake is actually a weird case because he first debuted on the MSX, so
Hmm.
he'd be in a category all by himself, which is kind of a weird thing to
Yep.
be in. So they might like have to lump things together. Like I don't know if they would give like the PlayStation consoles or the Xbox consoles like their own spots, or they would just lump them into whatever what's the word whatever console generation that Nintendo console was in. So PS1 characters, Crash
Hmm.
Bandicoot, if he got in, would be lumped in with the N64 characters like Banjo Kazooie. That and
Hmm.
then Master Chief would
Cloud.
be yeah, and then Master Chief would be lumped in if he got in. He would get lumped in with the PS2 and GameCube era characters. That also might be the
Hmm.
better way to do it for characters like Bayonetta that had their original release multi-platform on day one, which is
Hmm.
typically speaking how multi-platform works in modern days. They release on the same console on the same day. There's some things that are a little bit strange, but generally speaking, that's what happens. So just put them in console generation order, and then like the pre stuff, like Ryu. Actually, no, Ryu was I think I'm not sure if there's no Street Fighter game was before the NES or in the arcades or not. But like where Pac-Man and Mr. Game and Watch go, they would be in the arcade and slash Game and Watch slash Atari era. And then the handhelds characters could either like get their own like intermission slot or be lumped into the console generation as well, like all the Pokemon. Oh, Pokemon. All the Pokemon. So like, going
All
console
those
generation is
guys.
probably the better way to do it. And then, oh Jesus, ignore that. Uh, and then like when you had to like chop them up into chunks because you don't want to fight 20 characters at once. That's ridiculous. You're like, okay, we're gonna do a random selection of 4 characters for the first battle, and then a random selection of the remainder for the next one, and just going through it like that. That's pretty much how I would set it up.
Right. That works, and it's difficult to think of another way to do it. I think that's if you move forward with the next game, that's a simple way to do it without lumping in like oddities and having too much on screen at the same time.
Yeah.
Hmm. You had mentioned lumping in like Master Chief in with the GameCube era and having a like a GameCube present on the screen when you're entering that fight. I think that's how it would happen. Although it is kind of uncanny, like oh you're fighting Cloud Strife, so suddenly a PS1 appears in the hologram. You're like, what the heck is going on? And that would be neat. Be the first little callback and for So, like in the next Smash game, we're gonna have a holographic PlayStation 1 JPEG, and in the next one, we get Kratos.
We get Harry from Tolero
There you
Boxer, so
go.
they have to put a JPEG of the Virtual Boy.
Oh, I was thinking that. There you go. A Virtual Boy Mario's tennis stage.
Hey, I mean, it can happen. Can it? It can happen.
It
Can
can.
it? Hmm.
hmm
Think about
The
it.
Virtual Boy trophy stage from Melee returns.
Was there a trophy of the Virtual Boy?
I
I
think there
thought
was,
I think
unless I'm
the trophy
projecting
battle the
something.
trophy battles were Goomba, Entei, and Majora's Mask.
Virtual Boy trophy. Oh, it was never a Virtual Boy trophy. Wow,
And
that's a
even if there
false
was,
memory.
the battles definitely was the event matches was definitely not on the Virtual Boy. That shit was Goomba, Entei, and Majora's Mask.
Right. Oh well. The Virtual Boy itself becomes a playable character. Done.
No,
What
Harry from Tiller Boxer or nothing. Harry or bust.
about Epona?
What?
Oh yeah, him. I
Why
don't.
would
I don't know. Just figured it would be a nice moment to bring that back up.
pick a character that was on the Virtual Boy when we're on that subject? Stupid.
Epona. It was on the Virtual Boy.
No.
No. Okay. Damn. Well, they did have Red Alarm and Jack Bros.
Yeah, which was I think the first Shin Megami Tensei game in the West. That or it was
What the hell?
yeah, it was something about like the first something with Jack Frost. I don't remember exactly what it was. I want to say it was the first Shin Megami Tensei game in the West, which is wild. I think
Oh,
Totoro
it's a
Boxer is actually the only Nintendo game on on the Virtual Boy that wasn't from a pre-existing franchise. Because there was a Wario game, a Mario game, and I don't remember what else. But then all the other like new things were third party.
hmm Nestor's Funky Bowling. Nestor actually had a game.
Oh
Interesting.
yeah, I guess that. But Nestor was originally
Mhm.
a Nintendo magazine character, so I don't really
Yep.
count him.
There was a Virtual Boy Tetris. I can only imagine how that would play out. Oh
Terrifying.
my god.
It would be terrifying.
The idea was the idea was beyond its time and also kind of beyond this reality to ever be acceptable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I want All Star Mode to come back. Whether it comes back in the form that I described or not, just come back in not a multi-man melee style. Like come back as the proper arena, um, coliseum type of matches. If you need to give us more
hmm
shortest because there's got to be more fights, that's fine. Do that.
hmm
We just want the
hmm
mode back.
Yeah.
Smash Ultimate, I loved having all the characters coming back, most of the stages. Stage Morph is a novelty. It's cool, but nobody uses it. And then World of Light is amazing. It's an amazing piece of
hmm
content. Getting more bosses is really cool. But then the side modes just got ignored, and they practically don't exist.
Yeah.
Like
Definitely. Yeah.
Stage Builder wasn't
Fortunately.
in the base game either. Stage Builder released in version 3.0,
hmm
which I mean, do I use it at all? No, but it definitely felt weird not being there when it was in Brawl and Smash 4.
hmm Definitely. Um. Yeah. I agree. I, sorry, my internet connection's acting up, so it's hard
Oh
to.
yeah, I've noticed.
But yeah, I do agree. There's a natural progression of things, and then Ultimate came along and kind of stopped.
Yeah, Like
So we need
Ultimate
to.
did a lot of
So
great
case in
stuff,
point. Yeah.
but man,
hmm hmm Yeah, and yeah, that's just like they did so much good, and they brought so much back and did so much new that it's like I do feel spoiled complaining about these like little like nitpick
yeah,
things like this. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, if we get a expansion of Ultimate or we go into the next Smash Six, like totally new era or whatever, this is an opportunity. And a thought that I did have too, as you said, I'm not quite sure like where or how they will do this because there are so many characters now. But something interesting and good and fun about Melee and Brawl's All-Star mode was having these set piece matches that felt epic against these singular characters. Like, oh, I'm going into this against Mewtwo, and we're doing our thing. It's like a cinematic moment.
yeah,
If we can do something to bring some of that back, and I'm not sure how, if we have to incorporate all the characters in a single run through, it would be nice. It
yeah.
would be it would be it would be cool to have something like that come back, whether it's an all-star mode or a spirit event match deal or something. I'm not sure, but just throwing a general thought into the ether.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely one of the
But
biggest. I think it's the. Yeah, I mentioned earlier. I think it's the biggest problem with Ultimate, or the biggest piece of Ultimate's content that was done wrong.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's admittedly in the grand scheme of things small, but again, like when you do so much right, it's becomes a little more obvious where
Yeah.
you did do it wrong.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not to discredit
Mm-hmm.
Ultimate because again, they did a fuck ton of amazing shit, but
Yeah,
that still
definitely.
when some things are done so poorly, because time was spent elsewhere, it makes those poor areas a lot more noticeable. It's like when you have a game where
Mm-hmm.
like most of the game is bad, except for this like one area that's like fucking amazing. It's a shining jewel. That shining jewel is real obvious in the sea of shit. But here we have a piece of shit in
Mm-hmm.
a river of jewels. It's like, oh, what's that over there? Oh, All Star mode. What they do to you? Why aren't you a diamond? Everything else
Yeah,
is
no,
diamonds.
no,
Fuck.
I guess I'm simply not going to touch the piece of shit in a sea of diamonds, which is what happened because I never play that mode
Yeah.
ever. Imagine being like Scrooge McDuck and you're swimming through your money, and then suddenly you come across a piece of shit.
It contaminates it all.
So horrible.
You gotta burn the whole vault
Uh-huh.
down.
It's like I knew Donald had a chip on his shoulder with Scrooge, but I mean, hey, come on.
Yeah. What one possible thing, and I don't
Yeah.
really know a good way to do this, but the Smashdown mode. You remember Smashdown for Ultimate?
No.
It's the mode where like let's say it's you and me fighting. I choose Bowser, you choose Toon Link, and we fight. And then when that match is over, Bowser and Toon Link are removed from the CSS, and you have to pick new characters until there are no characters left to choose from.
Oh,
Yeah, that mode.
nice.
Is there a way that they could do All Star mode like merging it with Smashdown or something? I don't know if it's possible. Or
But throw it out there.
maybe do
Yeah.
something with like Squad Strike actually, since like this is assuming that we're not going to get trophies ever again because of spirits, and that's just too much stuff. Although who knows if we'll get spirits because Smash Four didn't carry Brawl didn't carry over its stickers. Smash Four didn't carry over its custom moves or custom parts, so we don't know if spirits will return at all. But Squad Strike, this way if you're not going to get like a trophy reward for whatever character you won as, instead of having to be like, oh, here's your 3 restorative heart containers, pick 3 characters, and those are the characters that you're going to take into All Star mode with. So if I start out using Robin, and I make it through a couple stages, Robin gets knocked out. Okay, now I'm playing as Ike. Oh, Ike's done. All right, now
Mhm.
I'm playing as Rob. That
There
could
you
be a
go.
way to do it.
Yeah,
Mix it
that would
up.
be cool. That'd be fun. do a rotation kind of. Yeah, that's also having its roots called back to like original 2D playing fighting games,
Yeah,
where they have tag team. So
and
like a King of Fighters. Or,
maybe that's something too. You don't necessarily have to. You don't necessarily like you lose the character and you swap out. I mean, you would if my character gets KO'd, I lose them. But what if in between matches I could swap? So if I see like, okay, this next
Mhm.
match is going to be these characters. Okay, I want to play as Bowser now.
Yeah,
That could be a way to do it. You got
that
three
would.
characters to
Yeah.
tag team between. Uh, the heart containers, whatever, would not be a party heal. Definitely not a party heal. But you can swap in between matches. Little bit of like a fighting game style, a little bit of a RPG party mechanic.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be pretty cool, actually.
All star mode now with RPG mechanics. Technically,
And RNG mechanics.
well, I mean, it always had that.
Yep. Smash RPG. That's actually where we're going next.
I mean, don't we have that in the list of topics to possibly make an episode out of one day? It's just like, how would we talk about this? I don't know. We can bullshit it when we get there. Pretty sure it's on the list.
Yep.
We have a few wild freeform ideas. It's just like we don't know what we're going to talk about if we record this episode, but it'll be a thing. How to make a Smash RPG. Who knows? How to make a Smash cinematic universe. Who knows? How to make a Smash dating sim. Who knows?
Just have it be the computer portion, Peach's portion from Thousand Year Door repeated with every character.
Poor Peach. Poor Peach.
Yeah.
I
I wonder
hope
if in
her-
the remake,
I hope
Yeah.
Princess Peach's showtime is really good. Peach deserves a good game.
Mhm.
Not to say too much about
Yeah.
Princess Peach. Gameplay wise, I don't think the game was bad. Some of its story, the thing about the emotions is strange. But
Mhm.
I hope
Mhm.
Showtime is really good. And from what we've seen, it looks like it'll be fun.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I wonder, if it's more B tier, like Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. But doesn't mean it can't be great,
Mm-hmm.
as Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker is.
And then we
So,
can get a Bowser
yeah,
centric
I hope
game, and then a Waluigi centric game. I saw somebody post recently that 2023 was the first year without Waluigi in a game since like early 2000s. Which is like, holy shit.
Whoa.
First of all, I didn't realize
There was a
Waluigi was
general
in that
doubt.
much stuff. But holy shit.
Yep. Yep. Well, 2023 sticks out as a shit year because of that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Definitely not
Waluigi.
the year of Waluigi.
You should. Maybe you'll get your chance another day.
Probably not.
I hope so.
Me too.
Just wait until they do the Waluigi movie. Illumination has no boundaries.
Man, I really want Wario and Waluigi to make, even if it's just like a bit part, give them a part in the second Mario movie where they're trying to be rivals to the Mario Bros, but they're not good at it. Kind of, I don't know what kids are trying to think of, but like rival failure, basically.
Yeah. Basically, the skits in Mario Tennis.
Sure, I didn't play the N64
No
version.
way.
I played Game Boy Color version.
Power Tennis.
I didn't play Power
Also,
Tennis.
You've never seen those up though? They're so great.
No. The only Mario
The
Tennis
opening
I've
was
played
great.
was the Game Boy Color version of Mario Tennis and then the demo of Aces. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, that's the game's fine. Missing out on the Wario and Waluigi cold opens. That's a travesty.
Well, you know.
Mhm. They even have blooper reels.
Oh God.
It
What if Hildebrand had bloopers?
does.
No, he doesn't, but he should.
Definitely.
Great.
Mario Hildebrand.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All that said, I mean, I know it's been a pretty all over the place episode, but
What do you
kind of
mean? We
feels like
stayed on topic the whole time. This is the Star Wars podcast.
Oh yeah, that's right. um, I don't have many more thoughts to share on All Star Mode. I think we've done a good kind of address of where it's been, and you presented some good options for where it can go.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
And Waluigi saw the whole thing. He watches every episode. He was even on the show before. First on topic of the year, where you weren't around, he was here.
You keep saying that, and it's
He-
absolutely not true.
Well, you haven't seen his opening cinematics in Mario Tennis, and you haven't watched that episode. So just go back and see it. You'll see.
I don't think I need to do that.
Yeah, I think you do.
No, no. I think we're done here. Actually,
The Mushroom Kingdom was beautiful at night when he was videoing in from it.
nope.
All right.
All right. With that, I think we said everything there's to say about All-Star Mode. We've gone over what there was in the past, what the worst one was, what the best one was, and then I gave a good idea for what I think they could do next. A couple of different possibilities, actually. But at the end of the day, bring it back. Bring back All-Star Mode. It was a really fun thing. And All-Star Smash and Ultimate is just not it. It just
Mhm.
like I understand that even assuming we do get an Ultimate too, there's a lot of characters. I get why they would fear doing it. Totally understand. It's a process to balance that. But we want it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you know.
Sakura's like, do you want that or do you want Waluigi more?
Waluigi.
You can only have one. Yeah, easily. Easily.
Sorry, All-Star Mode.
Sorry.
I put too much energy into champion for Waluigi and Gino to lose it now. You ain't worth it.
Oh my gosh.
God.
Okay. What about them fixing All-Star Mode or putting in another really popular character like I don't know, Dante.
All-Star Mode.
Okay.
No
There
offense
you
to
go.
Dante. I have watched all of Devil May Cry. I did not play it, so I don't have like that strong attachment. He's a cool character. But All-Star Mode. All-Star Mode. There are some characters that I will pick over All-Star Mode, but I'm gonna pick All-Star Mode over a lot of things.
All-Star Mode or Guybrush Threepwood?
All-Star Mode.
Oh, okay.
Guybrush would be hilarious though. Holy shit.
Yep.
Oh man.
Or
All-Star
Sly
Mode.
Cooper.
Oh, All-Star Mode.
Whoa. Okay.
All-Star Mode or Ranulph.
Huh. Ranulph.
All-Star Mode or Pelipper.
Sorry. Oh yeah, Pelipper, definitely.
All-Star Mode or Pepsi
What would
Man.
that be today? Okay, All-Star Mode.
Okay, there we go.
If he wasn't branded content, maybe I would have chosen him.
All-Star Mode or
All-Star
non-specific
Mode.
action figure.
Yeah. Oh my god. Non-specific.
When are we going to make a moveset for the non-specific action figure?
One day. That could have been more of a thing. It was really just in like one video.
It was in.
Should have been more
It
of a
was in
thing.
like 5 minutes at most of a single direct, and yet the internet was just like that thing. It's like okay, okay.
Yeah, it ultimately left more of a footprint in the world than Labo did.
Poor Labo. Honestly, Labo as a concept could have been interesting. I don't think cardboard was the right choice. I get it was done because it's cheap, but it's also very easy to break and ruin. And they really abandoned the concept pretty quickly. I'm guessing it's just its sales weren't doing well. But like if it kept up, I thought it was going to. I thought they would absolutely be like, okay, the Labo guy is going to be the new Game and Watch. And then not it does. It's like, all right, well, that's out.
Yeah, would have been kind of cool if it happened. It would have been the best thing about Labo, but Labo Man or All Star Mode.
All Star Mode.
Oh, the Wii safety guy or All Star Mode.
God, that was a thing for a while. Smash Run's like, yeah, that silhouette from the Wii safety thing is telling you not to throw your Wii mode. Yeah, make that a character. It's like, what? I was never on board with that one. That one was always a wild choice. It was like, yeah, okay, people, what? Sure, whatever. No, All Star
Vote Reckless Wii Safety Notice Man for Smash.
Jesus. God, the Smash community loves its memes.
Side special, Reckless Flail.
All-Star Mode Donkey Kong Jr.
Oh, DK Jr.
Oh.
Yeah.
All-Star Mode or Freddy Fish?
Freddy Fish. Because it would be too freaking bizarre. Like, let's do it.
All-Star Mode or Kenji?
Who?
From Ghost of Tsushima.
What the fuck? Oh my god. Yeah, All-Star Mode.
But Kenji, he's so good. I love him.
Yeah.
He's great.
He's a funny guy. He's great. At least he's not Ryuzo.
Ryuzo.
The Ronin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that fucking prick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ryuzo doesn't deserve resurrection like Mwamba did. They're All-Star Mode.
Yes.
All-Star Mode is like Mwamba.
How?
It's gone, but then it comes back.
But it hasn't come back yet.
Well, one day.
Maybe. You know what won't come back, though?
No.
This episode. That's all we had for today. Next time, we're making a new character, as we do with the cycle. And what I'm going to tell you is we're making an F-Zero character. And I'll also tell you this. It's not Black Shadow, and it's not Samurai Goro. Why? They're already on the wiki. So it's going to be one of these. Oh, it's also not going to be, who was the one you made? Somebody in QQQ? What was
Phoenix.
It? Phoenix. It's not going to be them. So good luck guessing what of these many wild options it could possibly be. Goodbye.